Hi guys. After reading the article about science of reading versus balanced literacy, I feel like I definitely lean towards more the science of reading approach because I feel like you definitely learn how to decode more words and using phonics to learn how to comprehend a story as well as understand what the word's meaning and stuff is behind it. Versus like when I was younger, we did a lot of DRA testing, and that testing often followed with like a timer, and you'd be timed and how much of the story you could get out within a certain amount of time. So I was just reading to read and not really comprehending the story because I remember we'd have the comprehension questions after. And since I was rushing to get the best number possible, I wasn't really truly comprehending the book. And I found that once I learned how to comprehend the book and I used phonics to help me with the word recognition, I did a lot better in school. And now I think it makes me a better reader. For the second question, I think Adam Gitwitt's idea of what makes a children's book good or clash is, I feel like a lot of my books he would actually like. When I was a kid, I read a lot of Harry Potter and like Percy Jackson series, and I think I was like 8 or 9 reading those books, so I feel like they were pretty high on the scale of literature when it came to that age. So I think he'd agree with that, as it has more of your moral lessons and it can have some dark and some very dark themes actually, so I think he would enjoy that. But I think I would also clash as well because when I was younger I read books like Dear Dumb Diary and Junie B. Jones, which definitely didn't have any moral lessons. They weren't dark, they were very lighthearted, and they were more for like your enjoyment reads. They were not to teach you anything. They were just books that, you just read. And I remember Dear Dumb Diary was one like you could just read without actually reading it because you didn't have to really focus on it. It was just a fun read. And so I think we'd clash and we'd agree in the same when it came to different books that I read as a child. And for the third question, the instant gratification test, I definitely have issues with patience and focus as I was diagnosed with ADHD as I was younger. So if I was staring at the marshmallow and they were like, you can get a reward for having two, I would find myself struggling because the more time I'd wait, the more I'd want the marshmallow that's in front of me. Especially if that was the only thing I was focusing on, my brain would just try to instantly be like, you just need to have it. But then a part of me would regret it if I did eat it because I would want to get two instead. So I understood that there was reward to that, but with my focus and my lack of patience when I was a child, I probably wouldn't be able to make it through the test because I probably would just eat the marshmallow instead. As I've gotten older, though, I have found myself learning more patience and learning more how to focus on certain things by using different things. So as a child, I would fail it, but now I would pass it.